Right, we're here, we're in the south of France. It looks something out of Jurassic Park to me. We're at a place called Barrage Des Orgues. It's a massive hydroelectric power station reservoir in the south of France. We've travelled all day yesterday to come and fish it. We're fishing an open called the Open Des Orgues. It's a big competition in the south of France. There's 50 pairs all fishing the same peg. You draw a peg and you fish your own peg together. You literally sit a metre apart, continental kind of fishing. I've not done it before. Ian's done it in France before, fishing a pole, but we're probably liable to take each other's heads off fishing a feeder. Who knows? That's why today we got here this morning. It's pretty cold now, it's 7 or 8 degrees. I've got my thermals underneath that. I can't wait to get togged up in my new bream loft gear. I'm pretty cold. I want to get fishing and try and learn how to fish this place. It looks amazing. They tell us it's a massive variations in depth. We don't have a clue. We literally are completely blind, mate, aren't we?
We are. But it's a stunning place. I mean, like, you know, it took us 14 hours to get here from Milton Keynes yesterday, but at the end of the day, we've come to an absolutely fantastic place, and I can't wait to chuck a lead out and then try and catch the fish that live in here.
Do you know what's thrown me first? Is you look around, like, we're obviously really, must be quite high altitude, because there's clouds coming through the trees. It almost looks like a Brazilian rainforest over there.
Yeah.
And what I raved to everyone about how beautiful Ireland is, but this is up there with it for me.
Yeah, it's stunning.
And the locals tell me the fishing is as amazing and better. I've just spoke to a couple of guys on Facebook last week who told me that the fishing here is 1,000 times better than Ireland. I want to prove them wrong, but I hope they're right. So let's get some kit out, make some freezing. Let's get on the bank and let's start smashing a few fish in.
Yep.
Let's win this. Right, just got down to the lake, Open Des Orgues. Kit's in the water, rods are set up, we've plumbed up, we've found a depth, 30 odd foot at 45 metres, so it's a real deep venue, very similar to Ireland, the bank slopes away, so normally I'd sort my ground bait out and all the rest of my bait out night before, but because, like, you see the size of it, we have no idea what it's going to be like. So plumbed up first, then make a choice. Because it's a continental pairs, we're both fishing the same peg, really, we'll show you in a second, we're literally 1.5 metres apart. Kind of got to work out what's the best to do. We know there's a lot of roach in here, and we're told by the locals that they're averaging like 150 grams a piece, so it's 6 fish to a kilo, so really worth targeting. So with my background of catching loads of roach, we've decided that we're going to do a 2-part practice session. I'm going to fish for roach shorter than what Ian's going to fish, and he's going to concentrate on bream a bit longer. So I've plumbed up, and my normal mix for Ireland would be census brown crumb and census black feeder. But because of the depth and the amount of fish that are involved here, so we're told, it's a bit stiffer really. So I'm going to base my mix around census gross gardons. We all know that. It's quite a sticky mix. Roach love it. It's really, really an all-time classic. I'll do 1 bag of that. Can't fish anywhere the last few years in Ireland without, or anywhere really, census black feeder. It's like, it's not jet black, it's like a grey colour, like a charcoal colour, so it'll offset the gross gardons because the venue's extremely, extremely clear. What I don't want to do is look at a lot of the local mixes, they're not jet black, so I'm going to try and imitate them a little bit. And because there's a massive headed bream in here, last year, just up to my left-hand side there, 171 kilos of bream on 1 peg in 6 hours has won the competition. So I'm also going to add into it like one of the old-time classics, just natural bag of magic. Going to chuck that in just to give it a bit more of a sweet mix and see where we go from there. Basically 1 bag of each, we're going to blend them all up in a second. Where can you go at? Anywhere. The locals seem to be fishing more pellets and maggots and pinkies, loads of dead pinkies. We've had to bring 2 gallon dead pinkies from one of the local guys. But where'd you go in the world? Fish don't eat casters, so we've gone absolutely mad, me and Ian. We've brought 30 odd pints of casters from Gone Fishing, my local tackle shop. Brilliant bait. We're going to basically brought 5 pints for me to try today. And I always find that the more roach fishing big fish like that, they're bait eaters. So I'm going to keep piling bait in and see what happens with that. Again, we have listened to locals because you're stupid not to. Got a pint of dead pinkies because they're saying that they really hold the fish, so we'd be stupid to ignore them. Again, a couple of pints of good old-fashioned red maggots there. Nothing beats red maggot, does it? If you're looking for a bite, 2 or 3. Now, as luck would happen, before I can't do my bait session, I got no bait on my box at all. I walked up here, picked up a handful of red maggots, went down, hooked 5 red maggots on a size 10 on 0.24, like I would in Ireland. I've chucked out, and Ian's just shouted up he's caught a skim on my rod about this big, just from doing nothing, no feed, no nothing. And again, any session, we've brought 10 kilo of worm for the 3 days, plus I had 3 or 4 kilo left over from Ireland. So we're going to put a load of worm in, but always find venues like this to start with. I don't see this, probably not seen any bait for a year, so we're going to go dead slow on the worms to start with, try and feel away and put a few in and see if you get an impact, or see if you kill your peg. Then halfway through maybe a session, we'll start putting a load of worm bombs in and see what happens there. But back at home this year, we're putting loads of worm. It's been a bit of a kiss of death in a lot of venues. The water is really, really hot here. I don't know why. I've put a tester out. It's 58 degrees Fahrenheit at 30 metres, so it's nice and warm. When you put your hand in the edge, it's boiling. The air temperature is only 9 degrees this morning. It was not far from frost yesterday morning. So we're on a changeover period. We're going to take it slow, but it's a real interesting day for me. I'm going to try and catch roach and smaller fish a bit shorter than Ian. He's going to go a bit longer. I'm going to pass you over to Ian to go through the bream side of it. He's going to do today, and hopefully we'll make a plan tonight and go through it. But there's any venue we don't know. We really haven't got a clue. So today's a really important practice day for us. We've got Damien here with us. He's a map prep for the local area. He's fished it a long time. He's a few hundred kilos here, so we've got him down. I'm going to try and learn a bit off him too, and hopefully you'll get some film of him fishing as well, because it's interesting to see contrasting styles of fishing between us and the French, which is what we're here for. So I'll pass you over to Ian, and he'll go through all the ground bait for the bream side, and hopefully we'll empty it.
Right, as Michael said, he's targeting roach and I'm going to target the bream today. So completely different mix. A little bit unusual for France, because obviously we're going down the fish meal route. Main reason is there's a lot of bream in here, big skimmers, and the fact that they pre-bait with pellets a couple of nights before, because this place is massive and it's very deep as well. So I've come up with the mix today that we're going to try, dynamite bait mix, which is the sweet banoffee mix, which is that one there. That's the base of the mix. Then we're going to add the classic swim sim green, and then to pipe it up even more, we're going to have the halibut marine method mix as well. So all three going in together. That's a 4 kilo mix. Going to supplement that with some pellets in various different sizes. I've got 4 mils, 3 mils, and I've got some 2 mil F1 sweets as well. And then obviously the natural baits that we're going to use as well. Casters, maggots, some pinkies. Obviously the yellow pearl, can't go anywhere without this. And worms. Main target is using worms. Hopefully we can catch a lot of fish on worms. If it goes a little bit funny, got some of the old faithful red worms here, which will obviously always get you a bite. So hopefully all of this adds up to getting us a really good day's fishing, and hopefully a good weight and a good place in the actual festival this weekend.
Right, been fishing an hour now. Practice is just crazy really. While Ian was doing his bait segment up there, showing about the bream ground baits, me being me, I can't help myself. I just stuck 2 lumps of corn on, chucked it out, not fed anything, on a window, hit the bottom, setting the rest of my gear up, turned around, my rod's dunk, picked up 3-pound bream. And since then, basically every single cast, might be able to show you in a bit out there on the camera, there's bubbles everywhere. There's 4 or 5 people fishing here, all French lads and me and Ian. I've had a bite from a skimmer or a bream every single chuck. It's literally hits the bottom. I'm fishing on a gentleman's rest, trying to not pick up too early. Ian's just holding it just to try and see if it makes any difference. But I'll show you now. I've got 3/4 of a fairly substantial dendrobina there. We'll chuck it out and see if we get your skimmer or a bream. It'll probably make me look silly and I'll catch a 2-ounce roach this time. Hitting me clip. If you notice on camera, there's 0 movement on the water. So I'm hitting my clip, putting my rod in the water, letting it sink. I'm getting hammered on the way down at the moment. These weren't here a minute ago. So in the last 20 minutes, you started getting death rattles on the way down. Dead excited to try and strike into them, but you can't because you're just gonna, that's still on there, that one. Gonna leave it a second on the bottom and see. So really interesting from our fishing point of view. We've caught probably 15 kilo in the first hour on the bottom. In the last 20 minutes, you just start getting a few indications. Now every time you chuck out, you're getting death rattled on the way down. So how do we get round it? You fish 2 or 3 bits of corn. Maybe think about trying an embed, burying the bait inside it. But That's what today's all about really for us. We're both fishing 45 metres. We've decided to fish the same line. We've plumbed up really well. It's a count of 10 to 12 everywhere. So this time I squeeze my ground bait a bit harder in the feeder, try and keep it down to the bottom a bit more. We've gone up to an 80 centimetre hook length again. Chuck it out. And everyone's watching, all the French guys are all about the same sort of distance. They're all fishing 45 to 55 metres. And what the local organisers have done is they've got along in a rib boat yesterday and they fed like 50 kilo of 2 4s and 6mm pellets over all the section, scooping it either side. And they were telling us they've lasered it. So basically they've got a laser on the boat and they laser it to the bank and laser it back. So they know they're about 55, 60 metres off the bank. They feed the bait everywhere, left and right, put a big spread of bait down. And there's 2 carp guys dead opposite us on the far bank that have boated themselves over there. So there's obviously a lot of bait goes in it, even though it's enormous. And I don't think there's many matches on the place. But because all the fish we've caught have all been nailed bottom lip and literally just drag your rod in. What's your thoughts, Ian, so far? It's like,
Well,
it's a bit crazy at the moment, isn't it? Because I kind of getting bites all the time and I'm trying to learn stuff, but you can't try anything because you get a bite whenever you do.
yeah, it's like trying to work out what's best hook bait and stuff like that for getting the right stump fish.
You've got to try and work out, select a better fish, haven't you?
Yeah, it's like just now. I mean, I've been catching, like, I had a little workout where I was catching some roach and stuff like that, and so.
Like, you just had a skimmer there. What's he? He's probably 8 to 10 ounce.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's 8 ounce. And they're small ones. Some of the ones we've been catching. Like, I've been regularly catching 2-pounders. So I've got to the bottom this time. Anything different? Like, I've missed that because so many fish there. What I've been doing is we try to not pick up because you're getting the tips doing this. Let's go on again. Look. Ah, it's a big fish. Oh, that was a catfish or something. That one just got bust off there. That'll be bust.
I've lost.
So I've lost
a rather substantial thing earlier on.
That was a big fish, that was.
Yeah.
So, interesting, Damien too up, he's lost a great big fish as well. He said to me the big zander, but I think they're cats, me. Because the peg, so it's bust me on 0.22 and a 10, it's just bust me like cotton. Ian's lost one and he played it for a little while. And when he got his in, it was all frayed on the end. So we're just presuming it's just rubbing over the teeth and bits and pieces.
Yeah, I mean,
you take over some talking for a bit. Explain what you're doing while I set myself up here, because I look like a noddy at the moment.
Noddy. But yeah, so we're trying to work out what's best for getting the right stamp fish. And I mean, when you're on them and when they're feeding hard, I mean, it's like, I mean, you just see me like swing that 8 ouncer in. I mean, we've manhandled a few bigger fish and that, and netted quite a lot as well. And it's just trying to like work out if you're feeding too much, if you're trying to, if you're getting the right response for the amount of fish that you're catching and right hook baits and stuff like that. And the right feed. I mean, I went through a little stage just now of feeding like loads of casters and ended up catching loads of roach, or getting more roach bites and signs than like skimmer bites.
Be interested to see like losing that big fish now, whether you go out and you get a bite or indication straight away. Obviously that was a big fish, and they do catch. There'll be some of them big stupid Wells catfish that are as big as me.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is only a smaller fish again. I mean, it might be that we try, bait up again in a minute and just bosh it again, just to see if they've been in and cleaned you out, the bigger fish.
The only thing we watched a few of the French guys feeding earlier, and what they do, they were feeding with a smaller feed than we would use back in the UK as such. So I said to Ian, like, while you're baiting up, just I know you've got a carp rod or a bait up rod on, put a metre hook length on while you're baiting up, because you might catch 3 or 4 skimmers, like 600 grams of 800 grams a piece, and over 2 days can make matches a won and lost with 20 grams. So little things like that make a difference, rather than, because there's no official bait up period on this like there would be in a World Champs or a lot of foreign matches. It's basically 6 hours, go for it. So our practice session started and I stood up and I threw 15 balls in at 15 metres, thinking if there is a load of roach here, what I want to be fishing is short. I don't want to be chucking 45, 50 metres. But as it turns out, the way it's fishing at the moment, and this section is obviously quite a good one because every single Frenchman in the world has descended upon us. And they've all said this is a really good section. 171 kilo one up here last year on the first day as a pair. And obviously second day it drops off because they get a bit of a net rash and stuff like that. But the festival's done on points and weight, so it's quite an awkward one for me.
You got one?
No, I missed it. Some of them are lines and I'm picking up on them. That's why I'm trying not to. It's really difficult because you think they're guaranteed to be on, but I think there's starting to be a few more smaller fish in your peg. And what noticeable I have done is Diddy's not put any worms in, and I'm putting a fair few worms. I'm going to cut a few more up now. And they were only fishing 2 metres apart. It's just interesting to see if we get any different stamp of fish in that. And that's what today's all about. It's not about emptying it. Like we went for a spell where you caught a 3-pounder literally every single chuck for 20 minutes. So I'm going to try and effectively, I think the best way of practice is to try things until you kill your peg, then you know not to do it again.
Yeah. Always better to do the things that you don't want to do instead of the things that you do want to do.
So you watch there, while I'm messing about and faffing about. I've got one on now, look, tip's dancing at the moment. Ian's putting fish in it. We had 3 there for...
You got one.
I've never been to a venue with so many fish in it. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm doing something a little bit English at the moment. I mean, I went from like just straight
He's
hooking.
got really quiet because he thinks everyone's going to take his sing. He doesn't realise that no one can hear him. Talk up a bit, man.
Sorry, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm doing something a little bit English, if that makes sense. Like I was fishing with just a normal hooked bait, like worms and maggots and stuff like that, and missing more bites than I was converting. So I changed over to like what we would do in England with hair rigging and stuff, and I'm getting the bite, and the bite is on, and I'm not wasting time, you know, winding in and chucking back out or catching smaller fish. So I've had 4 chucks there just after changing onto it. 4 chucks, 4 bites,
4 fish.
4 fish. And this one's slightly better stamper. So
I went for it. You think it being as black as it is, like on an embed would be ridiculous. So I set the embed up, chucked over the top of it, and I know it's 30 foot deep, so it's quite deep. So you chucked out, and it's almost like they've not seen it before. It's too brutal. They're not interested in it. You get like loads of liners and stupid indications, and literally had 1 skimmer on it in probably 8 chucks. So I've kind of discounted it at the moment, but I'm going to go back to it again in a little while for certain. But while we're doing what we're doing now, Ian's like, he's got a 2-pounder here, 2.5 pounder.
do that one again. At least you've got him in there, hasn't it? I mean, like, you know, I've gone from feeding casters and feeding, like, you know, getting little roach and stuff like that. I've just cut out the casters, fed some more pellets and fed no casters, and the stamps increased, and obviously swapping with hair rigging worm as well. So that's like, it's what,
2.5 pound, isn't it?
2 3/4 pound. So it's a good fish. But yeah, I mean,
a massive drop back there. I'm going to tighten up into it. There must be so many fish out there, because literally I've just put them, that feed I've just chucked there was rammed to the hilt with worm.
Yeah.
Nothing but proper worm bomb, as we were calling back in the UK, just to see if I can see what happens, basically.
Yeah, because I mean, like you say, we can't expect to compete.
We're so far behind these guys that have fished it for 20 years. We're trying to learn 20 years worth of stuff in 6 hours. It's kind of difficult, really. So we're going to be relying tomorrow on a bit of previous experience from, like, a long fishing career, really. And just watch around you. Like, say, you can, when you're bream fishing, when you're reeling one in, or a skimmer, you can look left, you can look right, and keep an eye what's going around. Just different from roach fishing, where you've got to be 100% focused on the tip. You can sit and wait. Look, there's line, look. So tempting to go into some of them. But since I put a lot more worms in the knee, I'm starting getting a few more weirder signs. We're only fishing 2 metres apart out there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because some of the bites are crazy. So some of the bites pull your rod in.
Oh, that was nothing. That was like
a carp bite. And other bites, it just looks this little, just real nudgy and real tentative.
I think what they're doing when you get them in stupid bites like that is they're out there, they're picking the bait up, and they're not bolting. Like in Ireland, you get hybrids and they come in your peg, they pick up on you and they bolt, and you get a ridiculous bite. With these, it's like they're picking up, eating your bait, and they're still carrying on. Beautiful fish though, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, like the French guy says we don't want those.
Yeah, the French guy said papoudi. He said no, too small, but
it's big enough for us for the time being.
Yeah, where is it? I can't even see him. And you got Specsavers.
What's that?
The eyes. But that worm is absolutely. So I've not been picking up on that. Not picked up on that at all. That worm is just absolutely mullered.
Yeah, but like I said earlier on, like my best run of fish is from not changing my bit of worm, which I had hair rigging.
Right.
Just fishing like the complete worst bit of worm that you could think that you'd get a bite on. And it just tears round.
I'm going for it.
Doesn't attract the attentions of the little fish.
This will. Great big bit of corn.
Great big bit of corn.
Might try a double corn in a minute, see if I can catch a carp. Look, everyone's just catching fish all the time. Could do with a toe though. That toe will make it so much easier to sink your braid. I think you get a ridiculous bite, that toe.
Yeah.
If it picked up and there was a bit of a ripple on it, but we're sat in a massive... I'd like to know what altitude we're at, because I think we're quite high.
I think we are, yeah.
Because literally, you look around, we're literally clouds everywhere around us all the time.
And it's definitely cooler here as well.
Yeah, we got this morning, it was, what was it, 7 degrees this morning we've got in the van. See what Ian's doing, it's really interesting what Ian's doing, hair rigging worm there.
What's that?
It's really interesting what you're doing, hair rigging worm there, you see, because you're not getting them stupid rattles that I'm getting there.
Yeah, but you just sit. I'm sitting there and it's going did, and
then it just drags
definite. Round. But they're not like what you call a Fairy Meadows bite. You know,
they're not towing it in.
Not towing it in, but they're just like swimming off of it. I mean, this is a decent fish, like, you know what I mean?
And I'm literally going to feed as much worm as I can for the next half an hour and just keep boshing it in and see what happens to the right hand side of the peg.
And like I say, I fed no worms at the moment. I haven't even chopped one up, but I'm catching on worms on the hook. I mean, we're fishing with, like, winding in with rods quite high because of obviously the slope, and there is like a ton of rocks around as well. I mean, it's another decent stamp fish, that is, but they certainly don't like the light in here.
No, you just
they're very angry when they come to the net. And so, perfectly hooked. Another one there. So, yeah, I mean, you
very
can.
Strange place. I've not seen anywhere like it before.
No, you can definitely whack some weight together fast, but also you can be a busy fool as well, I think.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about practicing as a pair. We can practice and work out the best course of action to give us the best possible result tomorrow.
As it come the match tomorrow, we are fishing this close together, me and Ian, on the same peg tomorrow. So we've tried to push our boundaries today, try and give ourselves a little bit of space, because obviously
you've never done it before.
We've never fished continental pairs on a feeder at 50 metres before. And we've had to iron out a few things. Like the first time we did it, like I'm putting my rod in front of Ian, Ian's putting his rod in front of me, and all of a sudden you won't be able to strike and things will be everywhere. Like, that was the best line I've ever had in my life. Can't believe I picked up on it.
The good thing about here is like what he's just done there, where he's missed a sign.
It seems sometimes you can drop back down, can't you?
Yeah.
I keep putting a fair bit of corn in as well. I've got corn on at the moment, but it doesn't seem to be as effective. The only thing good, I think, you won't be going through loads of hook clamps because you're not going to spin up 020, 22 very much, are you?
No, I'm definitely going to tie a few different ones up tonight, because
I'll be tying them in the back of the van because the lodge is like... It's a real like old country French farmhouse, but me and Tone reckon it's haunted, so we had a little bit of a cuddle last night, a bit scared. Diddy's a bit hard, so he went and there's like 2 lodges, mine and Tone's like, got 2 bedrooms upstairs, and Diddy's like a lodge next to it, but because he's braver than me and him, because he's about 15 years older, me and Tone stayed together, and I kept hearing noises, and like it was when Tone was rolling around in bed, it's a barn, all the things all move, so everything moves all night, so at least we're still here. Not been eaten. We might see you tomorrow.
Still a couple of nights to go yet, kidders.
Yeah, Tone reckon I'm going to have my first ghoulie experience. Anything could happen.
They would wake up in the middle of the night and Tony would be sleeping in the cot, which is on the landing.
I'm not ashamed to say it, but I did get a little bit scared last night, so I slept with light on.
Here's another surprise from the day. It is well, Welsh catfish in France, and picked up my worm hook bait intended for skimmers, but this is the third one we've hooked and managed to get this one out. It's give me a proper scrap, but the unfortunate part about it is they don't actually count in the competition, so it's just for show today. But yeah, let's hope they not too many more. Let's pop him back. Right, my little dude, what are you doing? Right. Off you go then, dude.
Right, drawing to a close now on the first day of our practice session, our only day of our practice session. And you have some days in fishing that you think are red letter days, but today's been probably one of the best days filming I've had with anyone, let alone Map. I've caught so many fish, it's been frightening. I've had a bite, I would say, at least 1 or 2 bites every single chuck from start to finish. Diddy's had a big catfish, £10. I've lost one, he's lost one. He's had a £2 rudd. I've had probably 3 rudd a pound a piece. We've had bream to £4, loads and loads of £1.5 to £2.5 skimmers. Probably, at a guess, £80 each in the net. Like, just frightening fishing. We've faffed about, we've done filming. I've been up talking to French anglers, I've been up there plumbing their pegs up. What have we learned? We've learned that we were a bit sceptical about casters earlier. We thought there was loads of little fish. But we panicked. So I'm now fishing 4 casters on a 10, and we'll see if we get a bite for you. I'll chuck it out. And when you think about it, any venues in England, like big venues like Staunton and that, they could love casters, and Arden they love casters. They're feeding loads here, so why not put them on the hook? Because I've put them on the hook and I caught 5 bream in the last 5 chucks doing it. So I'm just going to try again, see if we can get another one out there for us. Put a fair few worms in, but the local guys have told us you attract those salure catfish that Diddy had earlier, but I've put a fair few worms in. Well, I've put probably 3/4 of a kilo in and hooked 1. Diddy's fed no worms and hooked 2. So make of that what you will. What else you learnt, Dids?
Learned that not striking too quickly is key. Sitting on your hands, waiting for the fish to commit properly. Like I say, fishing air rig worm was good because every time they had a bite, they're on. But yeah, I've done the same as Michael. Latter stages of the session, fed a lot more casters, a lot more bites, if that was actually possible, and caught a lot more better stamp fish.
What rod have you used today, Ian?
So I've used the standard 12-foot Extremis.
Not an SUV, just a standard.
Not the SUV, not the distance or anything. That's just a normal standard 12-footer with a 2-ounce tip in, which has been perfect for the range that we've been fishing, and just
yeah, because they're not
duo 5,500 reel.
They're not bite shy, are they?
No.
They're not bite shy.
It's very peculiar, because some stages during the day you'll get ones that like literally pull the rod in and you think, wow, that's on, and other times, especially with the bigger fish, you get almost like a slight rattle like that, and then that's your bite, and you pick it up and there's a great big one on.
Yeah, I mean, rod wise, I've used the Parabolics Pro Black Edition, the 12-foot, but I've gone for the SUV.
Yeah. Just
because just the way I fish, I just like the way the action of the rod's a bit more sort of stiffer in the middle section.
Yeah.
Plus, I like to swing things.
Yeah, I mean, this rod's a stiff rod in general, but it's still got amazing playing action. It's nice and soft, and like you say, I know it's a little bit brutal to some people. We are swinging a few fish and stuff like that, but if you want to catch a big weight, you've got to do some things to get that big weight going, and this has got plenty of lifting power like yours has. So
I'm going to quickly practice. We're catching a fish, missed a bite there. I'm just going to put a longer hook length on again just to see. I know we should be packing up really, but as when it's solid like this, it's always like one last cast. Well, we've had about 40 of those. The only thing I say, distant reel wise, you're using the jaw. I've just gone for one of the new Parabolics Pro reels, which are out next year, in a 4,000 size, and I've absolutely abused the death out of it today. And it's put it this way, it's perfect.
Oh,
here we go. Only difference I've used, I've used an 1.5 ounce tip, just because of the way I fish. I just like to read my bites a bit more. But everyone fishes different, don't they? Fish is different to achieve the same result.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these tips are relatively soft anyway on this rod, and there's a, they're a decent tip, and they've got.
The only thing we haven't caught today, which is really bugging me now, we haven't caught an eyed. The chap up here, the French dude, caught one 1.5 kilos plus. And that was his first ever one. He's been coming a few years, so the chances of catching one are quite small, but going to give it our best shot, mate, aren't we?
Oh, we're going to catch them tomorrow and Sunday. We're not going to catch them today. We've caught all the ones. We caught the ones that we don't want to catch at the weekend, which is catfish. And we caught one that I would love to catch again, which is that great big rudd. And you've caught a load of big rudd as well. But
I think we've learned quite a lot. So hopefully, whatever we've learned today can be really important for tomorrow. Like say, if you can get over to venues and have a practice day before, they are invaluable.
Yeah.
Because if we'd have come first tomorrow, we travel today and fish tomorrow first go, I think we'd be
miles off the pace.
Miles off the pace. But by coming today and spending 5 or 6 hours on the bank, and just by talking and watching the French dudes as well, like they're brilliant anglers. They're catching 170 odd kilo of fish. Like, they know what they're doing. We're catching them up. So hopefully we'll catch a load tomorrow.
Oh,
like
and
that.
On tap, there
That's
it
a
is.
proper bream. I'll get him in for you. And then this is definitely my last cast. But I put a longer hook length on again there, Dids.
Yep.
And I missed last 2 bites. Put a longer hook length on, it's dragged it in. And it'll be
nailed.
And for everyone else says, why is he playing his rod in the air like that? We've got shelves here, so whenever you hook a fish, especially bream, fishing a 45 and 60 gram windows, if I was to play my rod down here, all I'm doing is dragging my feeder into the shelf every single time. I'm going to lose most of my fish. So play my rod in the air, keep the fish up. If you keep a constant pressure, the fish is coming off the bottom. So the higher I bring him off the bottom further out there, less chance I've got of losing him. That's why we're not playing it down to the side like you would do somewhere like Southfield where there's 0 snags. Here there's loads of snags, boulders, look behind you. Loads of grass in the edge. Arm's getting tired now. Here he comes.
Yeah.
Last one of the day.
Tired arms. Look at that, one to end with. Perfect.
Look at that. But hold him up.
Has he tried to put that out?
Important lesson there for anyone that's new to bream fishing in bits and pieces. If you do hook a fish that's took it down its throat, rather than start and kill the poor fish, fish will naturally get rid of hooks. So literally I'm biting him off there as tight, the line's tight to the fish's mouth as I can. I can't see the hook, so I'm not going to start digging. I'm not a fish surgeon. Beautiful fish. Let the fish go back and he will eject the hook himself and be absolutely fine. If you start sticking a scourge down the middle of his throat, there he goes. You've got no chance. So, what a day, mate.
Perfect.
Let's go and
It's
smash
been
it in
fantastic.
tomorrow.
More the weekend, please.
No more casts.
No more cars.
Let's get packed up.
Yeah, damn right.
Sorted.
On a organisé cette manifestation. Voilà, donc on a aussi décidé d'être aussi nombreux. On a monté le nombre d'équipes cette année à 50.
Right, you join us here first day of the Open Des Orgues. Draw's been done, we're at the pegs, we're all set up. Dead weird setting up, we're literally a metre apart. So if I crack off or something on strike, I'm going to take Diddy's head off. But dead exciting fishing for us, never done this kind of fishing before. All the French lads are here, they're all set up, they're all preparing bait, going mad. We've drawn a section called, is it Montiel?
Montiel, yeah.
Peg 9, and they told us to draw 8, 9 or 10, so me being me, just dipped in. First in the bag, because our name was called first, straight onto peg 9, and all the faces kind of told us, all they said, real good chance of a big weight of fish if it feeds. But the weather conditions not good today, look, bright sunshine, but at least I've even put suntan cream on, didn't we?
It's definitely warmer for us. It was freezing yesterday,
Yeah,
but
like
obviously
7.
Conditions were better yesterday for fishing and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
but we don't understand, we don't know the venue, like what we're thinking, we're just trying to translate from English kind of fishing, Irish kind of fishing to here, and we're so far away, we don't know what's going on. Like yesterday, we fished a size 10 all day, and like it just doesn't happen back at home, does it? Not on 024 or a 10. It's like just ridiculous. Chuck it in, going round. We've spoke to a couple of lads last night who pre-baited, and they said all the fish were between sort of 8 metres and 12 metres deep, so that's like 30 odd foot for back at home for us. So we plumbed up today. I've got a count of 10.7 on a stopwatch, which I've done with sonar before, is about 32, 33 foot, which is kind of what we're looking for. That's like 46 metres. So what they told us to do, the guys, was fish like one of you fish at 40 and one of you fish at 55. But yesterday, we've had a plan that told me and Dizzy, we did fish together for years and years and years. We decided basically just to fish the same line, not go bananas, and just keep all the bait in one area and try to keep the fish.
No splitting them.
No splitting the fish in, like having one at 50, because you're fishing a metre apart. So we thought, just do it, and even if you get behind, if they do turn up, you've got more bait there to come ahead of you. I mean, as it happens, the lads on our right are obviously quite clued up French lads, because they've drew the end peg, they've faced right and chucked right, which then gives me and Ian a chance to turn a little bit more, because every peg's 15 metres, they measure it with a tape measure, dunk, real like professional. So rather than aim for the boys in front of us, we've gone slightly right, going to fish at like 1:30 o'clock really, just try and keep it round a little bit more and try and pinch as much, like pinch a bit of space. Because some guys here have got marker floats set up. I presume they're going to cat you over the top of it. I mean, or spomming's banned, isn't it, mate? So
yeah, you can big feeders, but you can't spom.
I mean, I think we're just going to put like, we're going to go like 10-minute pre-bait. So I think you just do like one every sort of 2 minutes. Let you hit your feeder bottom. Let it empty out the bottom before. What I don't want to do is put a cloud of bait for the whole 30 foot of water.
Yeah.
You're just going to end up with liners and fish on the surface and bits and pieces.
Yeah. What we don't want to be doing is putting like 30 feederfuls in that rushing to put 10. In that 10-minute period, and then
top to bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a 6-hour match, so it's a bit of a slog, like compared to back at home. And the interesting thing is we draw our peg for tomorrow as well. When you draw this morning, basically they have like a bingo call, as the number said, basically rotating wheel where the numbers drop out. Numbers 1 to 50 in a thing for the amount of pairs, and lo and behold, first one down, dunk, me and Diddy, straight to the front. Went in, they get like a camera case, so got the camera case, opened it up, and both pegs for today and tomorrow are in there.
Yeah.
So on the smallest writing in the world, you need to be like a borrower to read it. It says Montier, peg 9, and is it Abyssines,
yeah.
peg 5, and they said peg 5 is not as good, but it's in a fair section in the middle. We think it's on a point as well, which could be helpful to us. This is a really good peg, and I think the sections are split 10 peg sections, but your points are a 5, aren't they?
Yeah. What it is like you're fishing in a 5 peg section. But like your section of 10 is split into 5. So, but if your top weight in your section, in your 5, you obviously win your section and win the 10 peg section as well. And if your top weight in your other 5, but don't beat the other weight, is second, and then obviously it goes third and fourth, fifth.
That's far too complicated.
It is massively complicated. But you've just got to take it out of the equation and just catch a load.
And then obviously it goes on to, if you tie on points, it doesn't go section wins, it's going on weight apparently on
Per gram
you
or
need
something.
to get a good weight in the bag today, because obviously if you get a big 50, 60, 70, I mean, we haven't got a clue what we're fishing for here. We could be fishing for, the last 2 years they've been like 100 kilos off this section, like, I just don't know. The conditions all scream wrong to me. I've got sunglasses on, it boiling hot, but what a stunning backdrop to fish though, mate. It's like, you see over here, sheer cliffs over this side, it must be plumbing away to 40, 50 foot of water off the bank edge over there.
I reckon it's 100 over there.
When you look over here, the bank, the gradient side, if you were sat there chucking 30 metres, we'd be fishing in 10 metres of water here. So you'd be fishing here if the water was high, like they were last year.
Yeah.
But dead interesting, we've gone for a bit of a fish mealy mix, but with a sweet, we basically got all the ground bait we had together, bunged it in a bucket, mixed it all up to make it.
Yeah.
We've got an absolute ton of bait as well. We've got 7 pints of casters each today, 2.5, 3 kilo of worm each, 12 tins of corn, about 6 kilo of pellets. But there's no point in coming here and thinking, oh, I wish I had bait. I know it's expense for us and the company, but if you're going to come and try and compete these events abroad, you've got to try and put the effort in, and you've got to take the financial hit as well. There's no, without the financial risk of coming and doing it and the time, there's no reward. And for me, I've won quite a few things back at home, and now the interest for me fishing wise, you come into places like this meeting. Last night we had like a gathering, wasn't it?
Yeah,
basically, they organised, nothing happened, no draw, nothing. Basically, they invited all the anglers down for a burger van there. They have beer for €2 a cup. You have a couple of beers and you talk to the anglers, shake hands, meet all your competitors and that. Great atmosphere, the guys all laughing and joking. Me and Diddy and Tone just stood like 3 plums because we didn't have a clue what was going on. Met a few guys, shook a few hands, and made some probably friends that without talking to them last night, they wouldn't have given us information this morning about our pegs.
No, we gained some information, but especially about this bit as well.
Yeah, so it's
good.
It's a real smart competition. I'm really enjoying it so far. Looking forward to getting on today.
Yeah, the good thing is it's not just French people either. There's a lad from Holland here. There's Belgium,
Dutch. There's everywhere. They're mad at it. Yeah, and loads of top of the French anglers. I think there's 2 or 3 of the French international feeder team here. A couple of brothers that fish for the
one fishes for feeder, one fishes for pole.
Yeah, they're just like the standard angler's just a bit stupid. And when you walk along, you think, oh, I might have a chance of beating them. I've walked along today and thought, I'm going to struggle to beat any of these because they know the venue and we are miles behind, literally years behind them. But we had a good day yesterday. You've got to rely on a bit of background knowledge from what we had years ago, mate, and just try not to embarrass ourselves. But we're quietly confident we're going to put a few fish in the net. Anything you got to add to that, mate? I think
no, it's just
I think Tone will be mithering us all day, taking shots, hopefully with shanking big skimmers and bits and pieces like that.
We're just hoping that when we feed some bait, you go in, you start getting a few indications. You don't want to feed some bait and sit there and it's motionless. No,
what we will do, no matter whether we come first, last, in between, at the end of the day, we'll sit down, we'll do a video recap where we think we went wrong, what we should have changed, where we've done better, and that way try and pass on some tips to you that we've learned through the day and how we process them tips and try and make us better anglers as well as you guys.
Yeah, 100%.
So let's get it done, man.
No
Smash
worries.
it in.
Go.
As you can see, still playing a massive bream. It's literally been, we are 2 hours 36 minutes into the match and I've got on my clicker, if I land this, £55 I reckon on my clicker. Right, it's just the worst conditions to catch bream in for England, but we just haven't got a clue. They always feed different abroad, and today there's no different. This will be £2.5 I think. Yeah, here he comes. What fish? Peas in a pod, they're all beautiful.
It's hilarious because, like, as good as the fishing is, we keep standing here, like sitting here and like looking at each other and laughing and giggling and stuff and smiling. It's just mental, literally mental. It's like, it's quite weird because it's not as though we're like just shanking like 2 kilo like fish, 4 pounders. 1 minute you'll have those sort of stamp fish in your peg, next minute you'll have like, you know, 10, 12 ounce skimmers, pound skimmers. It's very interesting, very interesting. They don't just give themselves up, do they?
No, and they're not stupid for some reason, don't you think they would be? Obviously, they're not hook and line shy for no reason. Like fishing a size 10, 12, 24, which is like old school, about £14. One's just nailed that on the way down. It's just gone over the top of the fish as that settled. That as you just feel it when your braid hits the surface. But it seems like if you don't get a bite in the first 90 seconds, you may as well just cast out and chuck out. They're all off the bottom. And literally, it doesn't matter what bait you put on you can't select a bigger fish. Corn, 1 worm, 2 worm, 5 maggots, 5 casters. In the first half hour, we just caught, everyone on the whole section here seemed to catch a few roach the first half hour. And I've not seen anyone catching roach now for an hour, really.
Like, apart from a very odd one, wasn't it?
Just been muscled out, haven't they? I've not had one for an hour and a half. But the only thing that did make a difference for a while, we started putting loads of pellets through, and that seemed to put a few bigger fish on the bottom. But if you don't get a bite, it just seems that, I don't know, it's really weird. There's one there. But the bites aren't good. They're like dink, 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 dink. It's like the fish are coming in, picking the bait up, and still feeding. So it has been really good. Give it a little tug along the bottom. The amount of times it's done that and just gone vroom, straight round. If it doesn't, you reel it in. Half the time your bait's not there. It's been done on the way down. Coyle got excited as a liner. But you do get a few liners because there must be that many fish out there. Missed that. Not missed many, that's the only good thing about it. I've not missed loads of bites. I think if it was got a bit of a ripple on it, it would just be
redonkulous.
I think it would be stupid.
Just have a look away from your tip, and that usually helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, not going to say I was right. There's no bait on the hook. Look. How can I nick it off a size 10 on the way down? Half a dendra's going on. Load of worms in the feeder. Smash a bit of ground on the outside.
Not exactly, it's a little bit agricultural, isn't it? There's no like counting maggots into your feeder or anything like that, isn't it?
The only thing we've had to do a couple of times, when we in the pre-bait, they had a nice clash of rods, which was exciting, made me jump out my skin.
And that's not for euphemism, by the way.
It's the worst part, waiting for it to get to the bottom.
Yeah. And, you know, you're not just pulling them in, they do scrap for a fair bit for skimmers, to be fair.
I know it's trying to catch a big weight, but first and foremost you're trying to win your section of everyone along here, because it's on section points to start with, so I think we're doing okay at the moment. The lads next door on our left seem pretty tidy. They caught pretty well to start with. I think we sort of clawed them back and gone ahead of the bit now. A little run of funny bites there, did he? Went out the back one then. What's going on? Watch his camera or your tip, that would not be fun.
Yeah, I twigged it.
Would you go mad, Tone?
Pat. Diddy broke the camera.
Yeah, that maggot, the worms folded over. How does that happen? And a scale. Look.
Madness.
Put a feeder full of casters in this time. I just don't think you can feed enough bait here either. Go down nice. Are you still catching to your left?
No. Odd person, but nothing crazy. These two to our left go through like long periods of, or say long periods, fair periods of like catching nothing, and then they catch a little run of like slightly, you know, reasonable stamp kilo fish, like, you know. But I think what we're doing is in respect of, like, we catch a few kilo fish and bigger fish, and then fill the gaps in between with smaller skimmers and
pounders,
and like then a couple of 8 to 12 ounces on the flip side.
Oh, the sun's gone behind a cloud. That's nice.
Oh, won't be there for long though, mate. I'm being a bit like normal now because I've lost a couple swinging them.
Well, we got a bit Legion United, didn't we? Started swinging everything.
Yeah. It was crazy.
I've had a spell there now. I get a few liners. I don't know what's going on. Don't think I missed 3 bites.
Oh my God! Look at this.
What the hell is that thing?
The locust, grasshopper. Oh, I looked down like that. What the hell is that? Jesus, wet. He's swimming. Look at him. Amazing.
Poor old boy.
Poor old boy. He's on your keep net now. He's going to climb up that bit of line.
Like catapult. If I had a catapult, I'd catapult him at tone. I never see you move so fast ever.
Ridiculous. I looked down and thought there was like a scary monster on me or something. Stop it.
Did you film that? Right, match so far. It's gone crazy really. Like the fish, like started off early first doors, everyone chucked out pretty quickly, and I was like, it never went around first chuck, so a bit of a panic on. So I went to a size 12, series 18, and within 5 minutes I was on the series 10. Basically a little bit of a panic start, thinking the fish aren't going to be there, but they were the same as yesterday. So match started, we put in basically a 10-minute pre-bait period. We just not boshed it. Diddy fed with a ground bait, like a proper bait up feed, and I fed with a bait up window, whereas he put more ground bait and pellet in, and I put a load of like particle worms and casters down to try and get out of bed and just not go mad, because the fish had been pre-baited for the last 2 nights, so we didn't want to go wild throwing bait everywhere. So I took it steady there, and like, every single one's just nailed on the bottom lip. Beautiful fish. And since then really, so I've tried alternating baits. I put corn on. The only thing I did that was quite a bit of fun would be to I put 4 or 5 maggots on and chucked out, and I missed a bite and dropped it straight back down. As I put it on the rest, it's literally been pulled off my rest like a sort of Barston carp bite down the edge, and played it, and you'll see it then, it's like a 3-pound guide. It's one amazing looking fish. It's also been caught before, it's got a bit of top lip damage, but there must be a few in here. It's the only one I've seen caught today, and we didn't have any yesterday. But we haven't moved lines. Me and Diddy, when you watch out there, we might be able to show you later on, we're chucking literally 2.5, 3 metres apart out there. We've both fished 46 metres on the sticks. And that might be why we're catching quite well, because we've not really split our fish. A few of the lads have tried to split fish and stuff and do that, whereas we...
We're not fishing right on top of ourselves, are we? You know, we are fishing a few feet apart.
Yeah, about 2 metres.
Yeah.
I missed a bite there, half a worm. Sometimes you get to the bottom and it just literally dances, tip dances, and I think it's just a few, every now and then like a roach or a small scrimmer grabs the end of your worm. You come back with it, like, not damaged or anything like that. Just try a worm and a maggot. Try and stop it spinning up a little bit. Sometimes when you get a bit excited, just spin up. Because I can't help myself, start reeling back rapid. Which is obviously a big no-no. Anything interesting with fishing, we're both fishing different rigs, aren't we? You're fishing a running rig, Did, and I'm just fishing a old school paternoster me. Just try and let them hook themselves before I pick up into them.
I mean, I'm fishing quite, you're fishing slack and I'm fishing tight, well, tight-ish. Got a bend in me tip and stuff, trying to get them to bolt against the tip. But it's the same principle, isn't it?
Infested by bugs out here, another one landed on me.
Never saw any yesterday.
I'm not surprised it was raining that hard.
Yeah. That was a line out, shouldn't have picked up at that, Ian.
I know, it's hard not to pick. Some of the lines are pretty
like
good. Like you almost want to fish in a gentleman's rest in it, but you don't, because the bites are pretty good and regular, so you don't want to put it there because you don't got to reach for your rod, but you've got to try not to pick up on things like that. Like, it's only a small skimmer, I think, but it was a really pants bite, like flicks, but they're obviously just picking the bait up or something and just not moving. This might even be a little roach or something. I'm still catching a few fish.
Yeah, but it's just fits. It seems to be like I said, there's no fits and starts, as in like, you know, they have little runs of fish and nothing in between.
Yeah, look, one of the smallest skimmers a day, so you might get a few of them in your peg, so you just don't know, do you? Right, we are now 3 hours 20 minutes into the match, and I've got to say I'm flagging a bit, man. Like, anyone that says come fishing, it's nice, relaxing sport. We've literally done this. I'm not moaning because like this never ever happens in England. I reckon everyone this length here has had a bite of chuck from word go. Everybody. There's 10 pairs here, so 20 anglers and 10 pegs. Obviously we're both fishing the same peg, and everyone's still catching. So this is going to be a good fish. I've got on my clicker, I've got 70 pound odd on my clicker already, being conservative. I'm in my second net. I'm going to try and give myself, we've got a 25 kilo limit here on nets, and if you get between 25 and 30 it counts as 25. If you go over 30 you disqualified that net, so obviously that can't afford to happen anywhere. So what I've done is I've brought 4 nets with me, and I'm going to get to 45 pound per net on the clicker if I can. It's better fish.
Yeah, that's beauty.
And then just keep, got 4 nets to fill, so if you have 4 nets with 15 kilo, and it's still easier than this bit under your feet where they kick. I've even got a big hook on it. I don't want to, I've got him here now, so I don't want to try not to lose him. I can help it. There you go. Right, what fish they are. Another £3 in the net.
Easy.
Like I say, the chap and I left sensors lads are still catching pretty well. But I think we're holding our own. Tactics not really changed, because when you're catching you can't, it's pointless changing tactics, and we kind of think that by going bigger hooks, we can't get bigger than a 10 really, it'd just be ridiculous, you'd miss out on all the small skimmer bites and stuff. And I'm putting quite a bit of, well, not loads of worm, I've only fed probably half a kilo of worm. We're halfway through now. Probably fed 2 pint of caster, a pint of pellets, a pint of corn. So I'm putting bait in because you're catching fish. You've got to put bait in. It's impossible not to. But at the moment, I can't see why you would change anything. We're doing right in the section, we think. Can't see around the bottom peg to where Baptiste is there, and his partner Valentin are. They obviously were second last year, so they're top anglers. We can't see them. So all you can do is just fish what's in front of you and keep catching what's around you. The chaps on our rights aren't catching too much. They're catching a few smaller skimmers and stuff, but they don't seem to be feeding anywhere near as positive as me and Ian are. The chaps on our left have put a lot of joker in, we think. They come down with loads of wraps and newspaper, so I think they've put quite a bit of joker in. But even if we had it, I don't think I'd have put any in today, just because of the fact that we get loads of small fish sometimes, and we don't know enough about it on the feeder to try and do it. So just do what we're good at, fishing big worms and big hooks. Hopefully you get a few pull-ins.
I mean, maggots was really good earlier on, wasn't it? Like, for me. well, early doors, but seems to me that, well, it seems to both of us that, you know, a decent size chunk of worm is a lot better than.
The good thing of worm is if they do hook it and spit it out, you've still got one on the hook,
Yeah,
you've still got a bit of bait
exactly that.
on. But with maggot, sometimes you get bladdered on the way down. You could be sitting there fishing for 3 minutes without any bait on. That's the last thing you need, especially in a competition where there's a few fish to be caught, like here.
Yeah, definitely
Smaller
need.
skimmer here. Right, never in England would you swing an 8-ounce skimmer. But here it's like, oh, the vermin. Yeah, what I do there, when the worm's a bit manky, like the bottom end of that worm is a bit bashed up, so what I do is snap him in half and re-hook him again at the top, and you've got 2 bits of manky worm there, so you've still got a bit of a better hook bait, and you're not sitting there trying to work it out and try to put a new bit of worm on. They don't care, these fish. I landed about 1.5 yards to the right of your.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
You get the same fish. When do you get the same fish?
Well, to be fair, some of the lads we've noticed have been fishing very close together, and a couple of times they've actually tangled up whilst netting fish and stuff.
So we might struggle a bit more now. A little bit of a ripple. After all day of no ripple, we've got a little bit of ripple coming on now. So I dare say anywhere else in the world the fishing would improve, but the only way it can improve is if the size improves, because you're getting bites all the time. I have a load of 3-pounders rocked up, and that's why they catch some massive weights here. Well, you can see why they catch massive weights, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
But probably you need all the stars to align, all the fish to be the right size in your peg. Right, you can see how solid it is now. Look, three chucks, 3 bites, 3 fish on. Don't know what's not like about it. You watch, all you guys watching it back at home, there'll be a clamber for spots next year, but we've already told us that it's an invitation only, so don't bother. No, banned. I, for one, or 1,000,000%, have me name round to come again next year, Diddy. What about you?
I don't even have to answer that question, because within a heartbeat I will be coming.
Yeah. Even them, like, a perfect fish. Like, he's 10 ounce maybe. Did he just swung that with 10 ounce? Right, mash that worm up. Put the whole. I've got a small dendron. All I'm doing is just putting him on, snapping him in half, and firing him out. I'm not worried about burying the hook, anything. Like back in Ireland, we'd thread the worm on and stuff in here, but here, it's just all you're doing is wasting your time. Trying to get out of my net here, look. Got a load of skimmers at the top of my net. Running out of energy now as well, so keep a drink going in. I have noticed, tactically wise, a lot of the guys around us, when they hook a big fish, they're standing up to play them, but like looking at the contours behind you, I don't understand why, because we obviously fish different to them. They're standing up to play bream, but we found if you just reel them a bit faster, you don't lose any. But here, there's no pronounced shelf or anything here. We've not found a shelf.
There's odd big rock in there.
Yeah.
That was about as far as it got. You can tell how hard and rocky the bottom is, because when you feed her, it's the bottom, it cracks down like really positively.
Yeah, you're not plugging or anything, are you?
No plugging. And you know that if you were to feed maggots or anything like that, they wouldn't be crawling into the substrate because it's rock hard.
I'm back at Castle Ashby next week. It'll be like this on Scotland Pond, I think, all day long. Can't wait. I'm going to get the hump. We've not had a skimmer in the first
30 seconds.
15 seconds. I'll be like, oh, one thing, I wish I went to the gym a bit more and got my old biceps bashed up a bit. Mine and Diddy's bingo wings are a bit flapping at the moment.
Oi, leave my bingo wings out of this. The angry one.
That were like Tony in the van on the way over. We were
Angry.
tired.
Don't want to be here.
Tired. Here's a long drive. 14 hours took us. Was it 14 hours we took to get here?
Yeah, 14 from you.
Don't get me wrong, it's a long way when you start fishing matches in Europe and stuff, because you have the tunnel and, like, to be fair, if we'd have not gone to McDonald's, we'd have got the earlier tunnel, but we had to have some snap.
Definitely.
And then we stopped 3 or 4 times on the way down just to have a stretch your legs. But it takes me from my house to Enniskillen, I live in Milton Keynes, it takes me 12 hours. And it took us 14 here, and we faffed about and got on a Channel tunnel and been late for that. So it's not really that much longer, is it? Like, in the grand scheme of things, when there's 2 or 3 of you in a van, bear in mind, you haven't got to drop anyone off, you're in the same section, you've literally sat here, wherever you go. So we've drove down a track here, about 4 mile long country track to get here, that you would never, ever, ever find without GPS. And you park top of the bank, we've had a 100-yard walk with the kit down a hill.
But there was obviously signs everywhere we were going to with the sections. There's signs up and
Yeah, literally.
indicators where to go and stuff like that.
Well, the organisers have put on Facebook, put a link up to all the GPS coordinates for every single section, so it's pretty much, it's hard work to get lost, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the organisation's been fantastic so far. And even better, they managed to get us to draw first. That was even better. That's class.
That was like nailed on perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah, especially as I pushed in the front of the queue because I thought I want to get in early. Did have a few, as you do, the old wingle your way in.
Because neither of us knew what they did for how the draw worked.
Yeah,
we didn't know if we had to get in a queue or.
So all of a sudden they formed a big queue, but because I was near the front anyway, I just sort of stood in it. But they obviously understand that we don't know the lingo, so they're pretty lenient with us, to be fair.
To be fair, we had quite a few lads.
No one's.
They were indicating to us what we needed to know and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean?
It just highlights how embarrassing it is for us as from the UK, the fact that we can't speak any languages, and all these guys speak everything. Well, they all try and speak a bit, and me and Tony couldn't even order a beer. I couldn't even know the word for beer.
Beer. You say beer in a French accent, didn't you?
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm not going to do that with this one, by the way. You're all right with that?
Yeah, baby.
This one ain't.
Little baby. La babs. I think it's quite interesting. I've been getting a few worms. When I get the worms, squeezing them a bit, killing them. Because what you don't want to do is go over the top of your hook. So by doing this, you sometimes stop them doing that.
Yeah, because usually what happens when you hook a worm, they go wild, don't they? And
mind you, the size of the hook I'm using, a worm, it's like me being speared by a javelin.
that could be arranged.
Look at that. Everyone shanking bream.
Yeah, it's not as though we've you come here and they go, oh yeah, you need to draw X, Y, Z because otherwise you're not going to catch anything. Because everywhere you look, everyone's catching fish.
It does make me laugh. I watch them. I see it on the world champs everywhere. A lot of the foreign guys, they all net the fish with their left leg. So it's funny, they net it with the left leg up, and I reckon I'd get cramp so bad. I reckon I'd be on my head.
But I mean, like feeder wise, I mean, we're both using like window feeders and stuff.
Yeah, I've got 45 gram solid window. Didn't fish a hollow me personally. It's just I didn't want anything coming out on the way down for roach and stuff.
In difference, I'm fishing a cage window, but you can't.
We're just getting best of both. We're fishing 2 separate pegs and trying to get best out of both pegs.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, it's working for you, working for me.
The only thing you might do, I've not tried it. I keep thinking of trying to put a 60 gram window on, but the problem with that is you're dragging when you're bringing back, your feeder's dragging more on the deck. And there's a few big rocks about. We're not struggling with the cast. We're only fishing 46 metres, and it's taking like 13 seconds to get down. You're going to save half a second with an extra big weight on the bottom, but what you gain in one way, you've then got to reel the thing back in. So it's more strain on the kit.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a better one. You pull the rod off the rest.
You got one?
Might be a bream.
Can't believe you got another bite. It's like,
Can't believe I had a bite.
But yeah, I mean, but like fishing, you know, 012 braid and short shock leaders, just casting direct off braid basically.
The only thing it's worth pointing out is even it's a proper. For some reason, you're fishing braid, even if you just go mad. Like, I don't know. It's almost like a lot of them have not been caught before. So what happens is they come up in the water, and the sunlight's here, and they're seeing sunlight for the first time. You've got to remember, a lot of these fish have not been caught, so they're top of the water column now, coming up. Got no sunnies on like me and Diddy. Got a hook in their lip, and they just freak out as soon as you get to the neck. They've never ever been in this shallow water, not since they were fry probably. So it's the most chance of losing them is under your feet. That's where you've got to take the most time. Right, this is going to be a proper bream. This will be a 3-pounder, I think. Yeah. Unless it's foul hooked. But it feels like he's just coming in nicely. Get the occasional big nod.
Big heavy weight.
Feels a proper one. Not one of them eyed because it didn't kick off. Like they might at last I had. Yeah, say that.
That's a bream, mate.
Yeah, but has them.
Yeah, you see it blowing bubbles. Look at that, that's proper lad. You need to notice like the last sort of 3 or 4 fish we've had have all been stampers, haven't they? Whoa, badger, whoa.
You know what I mean about the don't like the sunlight? They're not like it. There you go.
That's a lad, mate.
Right. That is a proper old warrior. You've had enough from me. I'm going to get my head down and catch another 25-pound quickly. Check back here in a little while. Right, as you can probably tell looking at me, absolutely destroyed. I look like I'm being pulled through a hedge backwards. Diddy looks about as knackered as I am. Yeah. That's day one's over and done with. Just shell shocked really how good the venue is. Peg 1, Baptiste and Valentine have had 75 kilo, like 160 odd pound. The 2 guys on our left have had 77 kilo.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, being first timers, me and Diddy have won the section with 88 kilo. So I think I've had 48, which is like 108 pound in old money.
£108, yeah.
And we had 38 kilo.
38 kilos.
So nearly just 90 pound. Like frightening fishing, really. Like.
Yeah. And we've missed some bites, lost some fish.
Yeah, because for an hour into the match, about 2 hours to go, they took a turn and started emptying it next door.
Catching bigger fish, stamped fish.
We'd put too much bait in, I think, at that point, and like, 'cause I was getting giddy, like literally the biggest window I could get on, I was literally ramming it full to the top and chucking it out, hitting the bottom, and it was going. Then obviously you keep doing it because you're catching, and the peg got funnier and funnier, so I stopped, took 1 metre off, and I went for a spell of just fishing ground bait. And just sort of tried to slow the peg down and just sort of cut the worms and pellets out and core, and just went casters just to keep some particles on the left hand side of the peg, whereas I put ground bait on the right. And the peg slowly got better, and we had a brilliant, probably had
a good last
£25 last half hour.
Yeah, last half hour, just like.
And that's probably took us past them.
Yeah, slowing it down, few, you know, quite a lot of casters in your window and stuff like that, just smudging it with a bit of wet ground bait, but it was enough to just keep generating bites, like quicker bites, instead of having too many fish in your peg. You were getting. Your bites were fish, weren't they?
The biggest thing that's blown my head today is that the bites are just like this.
Yeah.
And they're obviously on your peg, just going dunk, dunk, and picking up and moving off. And everyone's nailed straight through the bottom lip. Right? And the fish have got rock hard mouths. They're not like the fishing on stilt. They're literally on this, biting rocks and stuff. So they are solid. So when you hook one in normally, you don't lose it. We had a few come off trying to get a bit, and we had to slow ourselves down. We had a word of each other and slowed ourselves down. We were getting
a bit giddy,
trying to swing things and just trying to crank them like a pound and a half as a net, trying to pull them in. Just like slow down. Like in the net's better than being let go. And we probably chucked 8 fish between us back today, being stupid. So
£15.
hopefully it's not cost us today. Like we've won the section. It's on point, so it's a perfect start for us. Tomorrow we're going to Abbas. I can't even say the name, but now I'm too tired.
Aberdeen, which is just behind us over there.
Yeah, directly where we're facing you guys now. So we don't know what weight's been in there today. We're on peg 5, which is smack in the middle, but we think it might be on a point. But we've got the 1 point perfect start, big weight, 88 kilo. So we couldn't really hope for more. So we're going to go back now, get a pizza, because there is no way to get any food around here. They do sell a €2 beer in but the anglers gather.
We might be having one of
Diddy
those.
might celebrate with
I
one
might have a
€2.
beer.
So he might not be out fishing tomorrow, he might be drunk. So me and Tony will have a couple each, because it'd be rude not to. We're going to get back, sort the kit. I've got 3 or 4 hooks to tie, which I might tie tonight, might tie in the morning, just because I need a desperate need of a shower.
Yeah.
This is what Kamai Festival fishing's about. Literally, it is full on. It's now 7:30 and we're still on the bank.
Yep.
We've got to carry all the kit up the hill, so by the time we get back to get a pizza, it's going to be probably 8:30.
I mean, we
Back
only
to lodge.
Yeah, we only weighed in like
20
minutes ago. But while we were waiting to be weighed in, we retied some rods and that. I mean, you can imagine how much like hammer the kit has taken today. Like constant casting. I mean, we've wound miles today, like chucked hundreds and hundreds of times. It's been relentless.
Yeah.
But
it's been class, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Certainly put the kit through the paces, like, hasn't it? So.
Yeah. I've used that new Parabolics Pro feeder reel today, and like, if it's going to die, it's going to die today. Because I dunk them in the water. I don't like having, you know me fishing. I can't be sitting there with an atomizer going. So mine went boop. It all drains out, all the oil falls out the bottom, and I'm like, get a shake. Out you go. Yeah. So perfect start. Let's do it again tomorrow. Yep. We're going to go get some food. Absolutely knackered.
See you in the morning.
Day 2 ready, finally on the bank, set up. Bit earlier start today. What you do, because the draw yesterday is done for you for today, we knew we were coming, so anglers were allowed on the bank from 7. Most of these French lads were half set up by the time we arrived at 7:30. Bear in mind it was still pitch black. We didn't fancy much of that along this rocks and stuff, so you get plenty of time to set up here. There's no rush setting. I've set 4 rods up. Diddy's got a bit keen and set 5 up.
That's one bait.
So
rod,
he's won. He's won that competition to date. We're doing aubergines, peg 5. It wasn't good yesterday here. It's like 7 kilo off as our peg, which lasted a section, but you can't take a lot from that, these big lakes. You don't know what the guys fed, you don't know what distance they fished. They might have fished an embed feeder all day for all we know. So we're going to go here, fresh-faced, really positive, attack it like we always do, and see what happens. There was a 50 kilos 2 pegs up and a 50 kilos 2 pegs that way, and a lot of 30s. So hopefully it'll be good. We have a little bit of an issue we can think about here. We've got a bit of a gap between here and the next peg, maybe 25 metres between us and the next guys. Was there an old road comes down here? There's a couple of big steel sort of pillars on the floor. We don't know if there's a snag there. So we've got to try and work the peg out as we're going. But it is uber deep here, isn't it?
Mega deep.
Mega deep. We've got a count at, I've set up a line at 50 metres, which is a count at 17. Only on what locals have told us, like the bream, leave over the ledge. So we're going to try that 50 metres. But our main line's going to be 40 metres, isn't it? Which is a count of about 12. So 30 odd foot. And it's noticeable, mate. There's no fish in anywhere less than sort of 28 foot, is there?
Nothing. I mean, like the water's literally gin clear, and people have tried fishing short and can't get a bite, can they?
No, we've tried it the first day when we were pleasure fishing, and the only thing that was, it's dropped off again now. We had a little bit of a ripple for about 15 minutes, and we got a bit keen, a bit excited, thinking it was a bit of a head knocker. I thought, here we go, it'll be perfect. But it's kind of like, as you can see, it's dropped off again, and you can see directly behind us is the castle. So we were literally over there, probably 2 nautical miles. Fishing wise today, I think it's going to be the same, isn't it? We're probably not going to go as wild at the start.
No, we're not going to get giddy like we did yesterday.
I think the weights here aren't like 50 kilos has been topped. So it's still £100 between the 2 anglers. Still amazing fishing between the 2 of you. But they all tell us second day they get a bit net rashy like they do. Like some of the guys are like tipping them into the weight slings, whereas obviously you see from our catch shot yesterday, we were putting nets on the floor, take catch shots there, bouncing them off the concrete. So we're just trying to think about the peg. Might be a bit less today. So we've tried, because you can't take out what you put in. So we're just going to, Diddy's going to feed the 40 metre line. I'll feed 50. Whereas when we didn't feed 2 lines yesterday, today we're going to give ourselves a back away line going to sort of there. I'm going to feed it with a load of corn, pellets, and some big, just like 2 chops on the worm. So not like little bits. So just to try and catch some bream out there, use it as a throwaway. We've set up the gentleman's rest to try and slow the peg down. And if we're after an hour, we're catching a lot of fish short, you can always increase bait in that. But what I don't want to do is put the bait in, ruin the peg before we start, and then we're like, why do that for? And the also thing we thought about was, because we've got like a bit of a mini gap between us and the next guy, 25 metres, we could also start in front of us. But then because fish come to bait here really quickly, I can edge to like 3 o'clock and try and distance like 10 metres between myself and Ian, maybe have 2 pegs on the go. Like you would do something like in a Scara, where you can keep 2 pegs rotated and try and keep a constant stream of fish coming. But again, we're making plan B up as we go along, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
it's just a massive lack of experience in the venue, but
I mean, we're like
what it is.
Like going on from yesterday, I mean, we know, obviously, like we discussed yesterday, we noticed that we overcooked it with the bait and stuff like that, so we're not going to do that today.
No, I think I'm going to start fishing, rather than putting loads of pellets from, I'm just going to put some more worms and casters, and like I say, then roaches 6 and 8 ounce a piece, you don't need loads of them to keep catching, keep ticking away over. Because
it's noticeable yesterday, we had an influx of roach straight in the peg as soon as you fed.
Yeah,
and then
they're big, they're 4, 6, they're like 6 to a kilo, so they're well worth catching. Yeah. And if you look back on the results from Open Des Orgues over the years, the second day is notoriously a lot harder than the first day,
absolutely,
where the bream haven't been caught. So realistically, we could win this section with maybe 20 kilo. It wouldn't surprise me, and it wouldn't surprise the locals. But you could also go in and catch 100 kilo. It's one of them venues, it's dead exciting. We really haven't got a clue what's going to happen, which is part of the buzz for the whole thing. What was also nice last night is they do have a get together every night after the match, and they have like a small bar where you can buy a couple of cheap beers, and they do burgers and sausages, and all the anglers all stay on this campsite here. We booked too late to get in, we're about 2 miles up the road. They all come, have a drink, socialise, and what makes me laugh the most is like they all kiss each other, and did he try to kiss me, we'd like fall out. But it's really weird, but it's so nice to see the social aspect from it. Over here it's not just about well drawn, everyone's like, everyone's come to us last night saying, brilliant, first time in France, brilliant, how did you catch? And we tried to explain to them. We just had one of the French internationals down a second ago looking at my rigs, like, that's what it's about being friendly on the festival. And I think we could learn a thing or two from these guys about bringing fishing back home again.
Yeah, exactly,
that's what it used to be.
Exactly.
So I'm really looking forward to it. Let's go and catch a few fish.
Yep.
Start off a bit, not positive, almost like you said yesterday, positive, negative.
Yeah, positively negative.
Just start and feel away into match rather than go gung-ho and put 30 bait ups in. Let's put 10 each and just see what happens and then work away from there. So wish us luck, and we'll catch up with you in a bit. Alright, we are an hour and a half to go, and I think we're doing okay in a section, but we are getting a good old-fashioned bream lesson off the French lads next door. They've gone from catching nothing for the first 2.5 hours to literally, they've probably caught 20 bream in an hour. They're chucking in 6 yard apart, hitting the bottom, and as quick as it can hit the bottom, it goes around. So we made an executive decision, me and Diddy. He's re-sticked up a bit closer and gone to the limits of our left towards them, pre-baited again, another 10 bait ups. And I know it's completely within our rights doing the peg. Like if I was them, I'd have moaned, but it is completely within our rights to pre-bait our peg, whatever you want. So that's what we've done, change the tactics. As you can probably see, I don't see you see in the camera, these lads here are catching one every clod. Now, whether the peg has something to do with it, this peg caught 7 kilos yesterday, that had 30, and the peg next to it had 50. Have the shoal moved down a little bit, had a bit of toothache moved down, but so Diddy's gone towards them and caught a few. I've got like 28, 27 pound or something now. Diddy's probably got the same, but we're probably about 40 pounds short of these guys at the moment. They've just gone completely, well, they've probably got more than half a section put together. So we've both tried to fish the same line towards them. Diddy's caught a few, but kind of made his go a bit funny by me chucking beside him. So I've gone back to the 50 metre line just to try and split the fish a bit and hopefully we get a bit of a run of a bigger fish out there, because I've had 3 or 4 bream long. It's obviously quite deep and takes a long time, but they're not catching so much to our right from what we can see. So it's on points. So if they win the section and we can come second best weight in the other 10, we would get second in the section if we beat them. So our main aim now is to try and come second in the section. It's not a disaster, but we've got our work to cut out to do it, because there's a lot of good anglers in the section. So how it works, I don't know. We could be, I think there's only 9 pegs in this section, so we could be splitting peg here. We could be in this section for points and that section for points, like as in your SIPS rules ones. So I don't know. Probably should have clarified that for the start, but as you can see, nothing like yesterday. There's a roach bite there, and he jumps off my box end and that. But you get like to catch a few really quickly, but it's 40 foot deep out there. I mean, what on earth are you catching these little fish in 40 foot of water? I've got a great big snag there, great big ledge. So I've literally got to hook everything and put my rod up in the air and just keep reeling, and hopefully they come over the top of it. But they're not massive fish. They're not the big ones that you want to be catching. Yeah. Part of match fishing, isn't it? You can't win them all. Sometimes second is the best you can do, and sometimes third's the best you can do. These lads here obviously know what they're doing. They've got the right line. They probably fished about 3 metres short of us to start with, and I don't know if that's made any difference or not, to be honest. It's about 2.5–3 metres, but they fish different. But it's obviously something's happened, because the lads the other side of them aren't catching any bream either. But we've chucked towards them. Did he caught? How many you had now on top of them? Did he 3 or 4?
Yeah. Not enough though, unfortunately.
He's angry. He's got the moody on.
We're just trying to save face, like, you know what I mean?
He's got the moody on. He's got the moody on. B-I-F-E-O. He's got the moody on.
Like I say earlier on, I don't like being beat off the next peg.
You don't like getting beat next time. I'm used to getting beat next peg, so I just get on with it nowadays. I'm never good for one match. But looking to me right now, because I've got 17 seconds a minimum, I can look around myself while I feel it down, because you know when it hits the bottom, you can feel it. And nobody told me, right, it's got fishing at the moment. And this lad that's just been shanking bream for the last hour has got another one on. But we put 10 bait ups in, big uns, literally 10 metres away from where they're fishing. And
nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Like, we drew a few, Diddy caught a few really rapid, but it's almost like they've gone left now, because the bloke on the left's catching better. So it's a funny one. I've just got to try and be best of the rest now, and that's why I've gone back to 50 metres now, just to keep putting a few fish in the net, rather than try and plunder that short line where no one else is catching, as might add around. I give myself a chance of 2 or 3 bream longer. But we've lost all the ripple now. Well, there's a bit coming in the distance, whether it's coming this way or not, it's a different matter. Literally the wind has just gone, spun around in circles. I've started putting a pile of worms. I'm just chopping up worms like they're going out of fashion at the moment. We've got so many with us, we just keep you're trying to force something to happen as well. You don't want to give up getting beat, so you put in loads of bait in too. And they've been up, they've chopped some more. But it puzzles me that the guys on the left-hand side have not caught either. So you can look at it 2 ways. Either we've done it wrong and they've done it wrong, and these have done it brilliantly, or they're sat on a few fish that have tipped up and they've got enough bait there, they're not going to move, and the fish have moved down from the day before. Because they had 50 odd kilo next day before. And you know what bream are like, they are funny. I'm just glad we beat the 7 kilo that they caught off here yesterday, to be honest. That would have been bad.
That's what they say, innit? Always got to beat the weight off it the day before, innit?
Oh, jeez. The thing is, you can take it to heart. Some people do take it to heart and get beaten in bits and pieces, but it is what it is. If fishing was, if it was fair, the best would win every single week, and they don't, which is what we all like about it. So them guys there, they're fishing. You can see them chucking out now. Like 3 and 4 small worms, like small dendras. And just sitting there for bites and getting towed in every now and then.
A little bit more often than now and then.
Crazy fishing. But it's mad, Diddy, because they're the only ones in the section catching.
Yeah, I mean the lads to their left are catching an old small skimmer, regular-ish, but they look past them and everybody's looking this way, so it's a strange one, isn't it? But
I'm waiting,
I
boys.
don't know.
Got one there next.
Don't know what to say about it, mate, at the moment.
That's not right. Don't knock his camera over, will you?
Oh no, I'm not knocking his camera over. He'll be alright.
Hey, if you can't have a joke when you're fishing, there's no point in being there. It's not all about bagging up. We've had a good day so far. I've got nearly £30 of fish.
Yeah.
Put a big bunch of red worms on in a minute and see what happens. There's not many fish out there now. It's too deep. 17 on an 1.5 ounce bomb. Got to be over 40 foot. One there pulling it now, hanging itself. Tiny fish, like what on earth are these doing in 40 foot of water? Like, it doesn't make no sense to me. Everything we know about fishing, what we think we know about fishing, kind of irrelevant really here. Tried corn. I put corn on a minute ago. It went straight round, one chuck. What is he doing in 40 foot of water? Let's try a big bunch of red worms. You can't beat a big, but for some reason I've not seemed to catch any on big bunches of red worms apart from some angry roach.
Angry roach.
We didn't see them yesterday, did we?
No. A few early doors and then that was it.
They were worth catching though.
Yeah.
The ones
Like-
here have been like an ounce.
If that. Some of them have been like 15 grams.
Look at that, look. Proper Medusa's head. Definitely going to wrestle an eel or something like that. Might be too deep for eel. No, too high in the mountains. We're about 2,500 feet. There'll be no eels up here.
No.
Not unless they can fly.
We do well to get up here.
There's no wind. Cast it about 175 metres here. It's so perfect. It's still massive trees behind you. Oh look, that boy on the left just got bored. He thought he'd shank another one. Oh look, did he mow one on?
Moaned one on.
We're just going to try and tick over and come second to these guys. It's all we can do. And another sort of 15 minutes on this long line. Gives us an hour and 20 minutes to go. Impossible to catch them. Totally impossible.
Unless they snap all their rods and pack up. We probably still won't beat them.
Oh, it's proper bizarre the way they're catching on like that bait.
Bit angry these ones, aren't they?
If we do come second, we might get in the back door frame wise or something, I don't know. Oh look, told you it's a guess or something. There's a shelf there. I lost a couple of fish on that shelf, so I'm just wary of it every time now. Got 40. I did put 60 grams on earlier just to try and get it down quicker, but it was harder when you hooked a fish. You literally every single time you reeled in, pulled your feeder into it, which ain't no good. Boat next door. Every time he catches a fish, his dog tries to eat it. Quite funny it is. Don't know what kind of dog it is.
Miniature schnauzer.
Is it?
Yeah.
I knew you'd know that.
Thanks.
The only thing good about these competitions is you're next to each other nice and tight, so I've learned all about substrate. I didn't know what that was. And we Tone.
Yeah.
I've learned all about like ghosts and ghoulies and your requirements not to be abused.
I
by
haven't
one.
shown you the picture in my bedroom. I told my wife this morning. In my bedroom, I found it this morning. There's a picture of a young girl looking at me, and when I went to look at it this morning, she's got black eyes. She actually has black eyes on the thing, and all my red worms just flew off there as well, I reckon. Literally has black eyes on the picture. I was like, we're not like French houses very much. A bit scary. No way. Oh, probably my best mate Gaz Lambert wouldn't stop there because he's got a story from a few weeks ago on Super League final at Patsall Park. He woke up in the middle of the night screaming, and he's adamant that there was a ghost trying to push him out of bed with his foot in his back. So he got up and he turned every single light in the house on. Adamant there's a ghost in his house. I should reel this one in really, because I cast out and I reckon half my redworms flew off, but I did put 5 on, so there might be 2 left. I'll give it a minute.
Well, the rope's stopping. Crazy.
Yep. Someone just dropped an EasyJet engine off.
All the ropes on the edge now. Loads of them. Absolutely loads
There've
of them.
been some of these guys to our right are definitely just, how do I say it, letting them know they're here. We haven't cracked off yet, Diddy, so no one's cheered yet, have we?
Bloody hell, they've just gone all for that ground bait.
No, they? Let me try.
Just there. Put your Polaroids on.
I've got them here. I've got my light water ones as well. Me and Diddy are going to fish for fish under our feet now. Yeah, probably no redworms F1s on this. Right, if you think they're not on there, there's no point in sitting there for 5 minutes. They might be there, but do we have to face a camera that way, Tony? Can we have to face the camera this way? It's making great viewing for our people watching it. Look, good background. But it's making, well, not so much me, Diddy next to him. At least I'm not next to him.
Thanks.
He's got neck ache in the morning. Neck ache in the morning.
Off to the tunnel.
I was going to ring for an Uber. No signal there for him.
Been bonkers, hasn't it? Literally bonkers.
It's mad. Get smashed up left and get smashed up by Brian Harvey on my right.
There's a gentleman to our right.
He says a castle there.
He every time he winds in, he looks like he's putting his thumbs up to you.
It does, yeah. He's got three cool action. It's really cool. I keep waving it and he doesn't wave back at me.
He's like, what's that? Holding his hand like this.
Must think, what is that numpty on my left? Keep waving at me for. I did it about 20 times. He just kept looking at me. Never replied once. It's all part of the fun of being away, isn't it? These things, stupid Englishmen. You cannot catch no breams. One match wonders, did he?
Yep, one and done.
One and done. You'll cast really in that bloke's peg next door in a minute.
I've been in there all the time.
I know. It's mad the way you get. Like, the roach seem to have. You're not getting as many knocks on the way down now, you?
Yeah.
You are. Out there, not, and probably don't get a passport. You get literally goes all the way down to about half depth, then it sort of stops. And you wait on the bottom for a bite. I'm kind of running out of ideas now what to feed. I've gone through my repetition of worms and casters on their own, some corn, some 3mm pellets. I kind of don't know what to feed now, really.
A bit of everything. A menage a trois.
There are fish there. I'm just going to keep doing this, and I know it's hard work and stuff, but way up, maybe jump. I don't know what's going on with the weather here. Everyone's dressed up for winter, and there's me and Diddy and this lad on the left sat in t-shirts. Everyone else is sat in full winter gear behind us. It's quite a funny place in the world. When we first pulled off the sort of main motorway to come up here, all the signs say snow chains must be worn in winter. But you can see why, couldn't you? Because like the roads are horrific, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Like really, really steep, really windy.
Alright, we've scaled down, makes no difference scaling down. I'm fishing size 10 still because I've scaled down to a 12 or a 14. And it makes no difference, you just hook more roach.
You've got to try and make it as like unobvious as you can, haven't you? Like,
Literally.
Put a little hook on, you get a 2-inch roach even on like 4 maggots. Put a 10 on and put 4 maggots on and occasionally get a skimmer.
try that 60 gram again, see if I can lose one in the ledge again, because I quite enjoyed that. Right, there's about an hour left. I'm going to get my head down for last hour, see if we can try and come second in this section. We definitely can't win it. These lads have fished a blinder. We'll try and come second to them sometimes in pairs events, as team events. That's all you can do. So we'll catch up at the end and let you know how much they walloped us by. It's going to be a bit. Right, end of day 2, end of the festival, end of our chance of winning the festival. We finished with 4 points overall, we believe, because the way they work the scoring out is like half of this, half, I don't know what's going on, but we've been given a good lesson on bream fishing by our lads next door. They fished a brilliant match. They've had 59 kilo. We've had 31. We thought it was a lot higher than that, to be fair, so we kind of tried to force our peg a bit too much. They've not really snagged up there, but you'll see around it's like a boulder field here. I've used a full wrap of 20 hooks on that 55 metre line coming over a shelf. So it was last in the section yesterday, not making an excuse because I don't do that, but maybe that's the reason why the fish won't settle, because there's big boulders and stuff and there's big piles of metal behind us. So I presume it is like an old flooded village or something that goes out into the lake. I don't know, we've lost so much kit on it. The map other guys, two or three pegs up, they've had 54 kilo of small skimmers. They fished a brilliant match. We just for some reason couldn't get them. Like, they've done the right thing by you boshing it halfway through. They were catching a big fish of chuck next to us. So we had a chat, he's boshed it, put 10 more boshes in. All of a sudden, we've had a 3 pounder. I've chucked on top of it as well, caught a 3 pounder. We probably caught 20 pound in half an hour. Then they've just drifted back to left again. And then they've just carried on catching and round the corner they've caught. But we're third in the 10 pegs along here, so it's not a disaster. It's our first ever time here. I think we're quite chuffed. Yeah,
fishing against people that have been here like for as long as the festival's been running as well.
The 2 map lads here, they've Christophe's is a French national champion on the feeder, and his partner's second. I mean, you're fishing against guys like that fish week in, week out on the venue, that know it really, really well. We don't know how French fish feed, Ian, because back at home we think skimmers feed a certain way and we try and do it. But every time we put any bait in here, we were literally death rattled from 30 foot to 1 foot on the bottom, weren't we? We tried hair rigging worms, chuck out a hair rig worm, come back, roach nails on the bottom lip. It's like, then you start thinking, have we fed too much particles? Have we fed the wrong colour ground bait? We've used a light colour ground bait, but not light, is it? But if you try and get Tony to take a picture so you can put it on there, it blends in perfect with the bottom. Like, we thought that might be better for the predators here, catfish. We thought that might work, but the guys to our left have used a black ground bait. So, I don't know.
Like, it's been bamboozling to say the least. Because they just lob out and they're getting, shanking.
They had a spell for about an hour. They chucked out, hit the bottom, and they couldn't even tie it up, and it was literally going down. Go to put on the rest. The bait was 30 foot deep still. Go, and it's on. Literally had one a chuck for an hour. I bet they caught 20 kilo in an hour. Yeah,
easily.
Like a real golden. And we didn't have that golden spell. The guys 2 or 3 to our right had a golden start, and they petered off. And we sort of plodded through, and we never really got going, did we?
No, just ticked over and stuff like that. Just odd fish here and there. Just working through those little roach bites and stuff like that.
At one point, you're pulling your hair out of them roach, just driving you nuts, weren't they?
Putting like 3 worms on a size 10, and it just goes.
No, I mean, when we got here, there's a million roach top in it to start with, and not so many that end. Is there a reason? Is there a hatch on the bottom that comes off? Why do they sit here and not different pegs? You just got to look around how big it is. We don't really have a clue. We're fishing probably 1% of the bank on the reservoir, so we don't know. We're guessing. I'd like to come 2 or 3 days earlier next time, so you can sit get maybe 2 pairs from Apcom, and you can sit and alternate practice by 1 black mix, 1 light mix, 1 black mix, one fish meal, 1 natural, 1 fish meal, 1 natural, 1 feed pellets, 1 don't feed pellets. That's the only way you're going to work it and try and catch these guys up, because they're so far ahead of us on that kind of thing. We need to try and work out how we're doing it that way. But we didn't have.
We've had an amazing few days.
Ridiculous fishing.
I know we'll probably sound a little bit down in that, but we've had You know, best part of.
Oh, it's been quite good. We've had
£250.
31 kilo a day. We've both had 15 kilo each. We've had £35 each, and we're like, oh, we haven't really caught anything. But then, like, I probably won't catch £35 for the next 6 weeks at Cart Slashby.
No.
And then, like, these guys here had 100 what's 59 kilo, 120, 130 pound of fish today. Like, what day's fishing 130 pound? We had 180 pound yesterday.
Yeah.
And then the guys, like, I think these guys here are probably going to frame. So they've got 3 points in total. They've had a first today
and
with,
second
with a 59 and a second with 34 kilo yesterday. So they've got 3 points, but a lower weight. We've heard that Baptiste and Valentine have got 3 points. They had a 75 yesterday, and they've been on a real good section today. So they've probably got big weights. There's every chance they're going to win. And then we just like to know, we maybe, with a bit of luck of the way the sections align, if it gets right, we might sneak in the back door. And if we don't, we're pretty much guaranteed to come top sort of 7 or 8, which I think for a first ever visit on a festival with 50 of the French top anglers is quite an achievement for us.
Yeah.
Although we're quite disappointed with it.
We are, but
because we want to win all the time.
We always...
Like, we don't go match fishing to come 7th, 8th. You go match fishing to win. And there's I always get told by my wife it's all about taking part, but for me, just doesn't cut it. I can't help myself.
No.
Just like to win. That's the way it is. But the match has been brilliant. We've brought you some great tips along the way. We've learned a massive amount. It's been a brilliant weekend. Me, Tony and Ian have come from Matt. We've got like a house on fire. We've got a 14-hour drive home tomorrow. But first of all, we've got the presentation to go and do. And as always, go and clap the winners and the organisers. Without the organisation on this venue, the match doesn't happen.
No,
and the guys have been unbelievable, haven't they?
Absolutely brilliant.
We paid €5 per day per man. They delivered us a packed lunch to your beg 15, 20 minutes before the start, so you can have a packed lunch before the start. You then go back, they've got like a barbecue stove on the go, they make food for you. Open Des Orgues on, what is it called? Barrage Des Orgues.
Yeah.
Just what a place, south of France. Never been to a venue. If you ever want to go on holiday, get yourself down here. What a fantastic place. Let's go and congratulate the winners, mate.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Right.
See you soon.
Ta-ra.
See you guys soon.